Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're going to find out the best Booker's batch of 2025. First, let's do a giveaway. Alright, so this is the giveaway for the Jack Daniels versus Wild Turkey video, which is whoever the winner is, we got to talk back and forth and figure out what we're going to get, or what you're going to get. And the winner is Luism, L-U-I-S-M, period, 9737. Email me, and we'll work that out. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, on the channel I reviewed the first 3 batches and I picked up the newest batch, number 4, Phantom Pipes batch. And this is 7 years, 6 months, 15 days. It's 126.4 proof, and there you go. That's the newest one. I have not tried it yet. I have taken it out and put in the sample thing. So we're gonna compare all 4 against each other blind and see what's my favorite one of the year. Also, come on Bookers, why is 3 and 4 basically the same color? So when I found out this hit Connecticut, I was like, oh no, I already had that. I remember that color. Come on, we could do a little bit better, right? This is, this is basically the same color. Anyways, little tangent there. So let's get into the blind. All right, let's get into the nose on glass A. All right, I actually got a lot of stuff on the nose there. Peanut, cherry, oak, sweet. And I was, I was like nose in and I was like, that's pretty much it is. But I was like, there's something else here. I kept nosing it. So I also got toasted marshmallow and hazelnut. Overall, pretty good nose. Let's go to B. B on the nose is much brighter and sweeter. Strawberry Laffy Taffy, red fruit. I do enjoy the nose on B a little bit better than A. Just the overall nose is just nicer. Let's go with C. All right, so C took me a while to get a nose. It was very slight, but started opening up a little bit, I guess. It was darker fruit originally. Then the more I nosed it, I got a little peanut, and then I got strawberry Laffy Taffy, so I got a note from the first 2 over here, and then some marshmallow. So it's the most muted nose out of the first 3. Let's go to D, but it wasn't bad. It was hard to get any kind of aromas on it. Where D right away hits you with notes a lot stronger. So C was definitely the most mute out of the first 4. Let me get some actual notes to tell you guys on D. D on the nose, dark cherry, peanut, more peanut forward, peanut butter, very peanut forward on D. Some astringent oak. This is probably my least favorite nose out of the 4, but we taste our whiskey, so let's get into the palates. All right, first sip of the day. Came home from work like about an hour and a half ago. And these are all, 125-ish proof. So that immediately was kind of hot, but it started getting down. So anyways, on the palate, strawberry chapstick, vanilla, peanut. On the finish, it wasn't very long. Peanut butter on white bread. Let's give it a second sip. So I got red fruit on the palate this time. The finish was a little bit better, or a little bit longer. I want to say better specifically, but oak, vanilla. And then I said this note before, which is just a ridiculous note. It's like an empty note. It's definitely got to have some kind of flavor associated with this, but just taste empty. Like almost like an empty peanut shell, but not a peanut shell, just emptiness. It's very hard to explain. I don't know if it's more of a feeling than an actual taste, but sometimes I get that, and I got that on the finish on this one. And that's not it's not a very good, I don't know if it's experience or no. Overall, after the first 2 sips, A's, it's okay. All right, that sip was definitely a little bit better. The finish, I didn't get that empty sensation. Actually, I was thinking I was gonna say hazelnut, but then the more I was thinking about the note, it's more of like a dark chocolate and peanut buttery note. Those are good notes. I can't complain about that. Overall, 3.25-ish, but I'll go back and forth a bunch. Because this, right after this, I'm not even going to edit this. I'm going to go to sleep probably. Might as well enjoy my nightcaps over here with you guys. Okay, so B on the palate, strawberry, oak, cinnamon, peanut. Pretty good palate. I did enjoy the palate. The finish again wasn't my favorite, but A got better, so we'll see. Oak, sweet, a little bit of bitterness, astringency a little bit. Let's try it again. That was much lighter on that second sip. So I even wrote light. Sweet, light, slight red Jolly Rancher, but overall pretty good. It was just lighter though. On the finish, I got more marshmallow this time. Again, more of a lighter note, but the bitterness was still on like the sides, back of my tongue, which isn't the, it's not my favorite. But overall, I like B better than A right now. But one more sip. Yeah, it's the finish on this one that I'm not the biggest fan of. I really enjoy the palate, but this astringent bittery note, again, on the back sides of my tongue, not my favorite. But I still think I like it over A, because the palate is pretty decent on it. Okay, let's go to C. My eyes are watery. Glass C trying to kill me, so I gotta take another sip. All right, so let's get in some notes that aren't trying to kill me. On the palate, darker peanut, oak, vanilla, strawberry, Laffy Taffy. So very similar to the notes I got on the nose. On the finish, oak, darker again. Overall, it's much darker than the first two. Sweet, floral question mark. Baking spices. It is a very different experience than the first two, but it did try to kill me, so be careful, whatever this one is. Let's give it another sip. Okay, C, I do enjoy C. Now, between these two, definitely the palates, I would have to go back and forth to try to figure it out. It drinks spicier. I don't know if that's necessarily proofier, but it could be that. All the proofs are basically all the same, but it drinks a little hotter than the first two. But overall, I enjoyed all the notes on C. So they're getting better. So hopefully these are really, really good. That one was pretty good. Peanut, strawberry, vanilla fudge, sweet on the palate. On the finish, oak, peanut butter, peanut, floral, no question mark, and cinnamon. So again, this is probably most peanut forward, but in good peanut direction. Where like A, that empty note could be attributed to a peanut note. That wasn't my favorite. Let's go for a second sip on D. That's pretty good. I do like that. So the thing with D is that the finish is very similar to glass C, except C is much darker on the profile of the palate, and D is much, much lighter on the palate. But the finishes are very similar. Okay, one more sip. Man, I don't know if like a little light switch went off in my head, but green apple appeared for me on the palate. I went to the finish and it was like caramel covered green apple like you get at Carnival. That's good. I like that one. Okay, so we went through all four and basically they kind of get better each one. I'll cut off here. I'll go back and forth and try to figure out exactly if there's any new notes, scores, and which one is my favorite for the year. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back and I don't write any new notes. I was just really trying to figure out which one I liked more than the other ones. But let's do a giveaway. If you want to win 2-ounce samples of all four of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with capital letters, book 25, BOOK 25 for Booker's 2025. I gotta think of things that you guys aren't gonna typically write together. So I went back and forth, and none of these were mind-blowing, and none of them were really that bad. So they're all kind of like around the same scores, and I think I said this about last year's releases. I'm probably gonna say it right now again about this year's releases. Don't do 4 releases. Do like 2 and just make them better. Even if you charge a little bit more, if they're better, we'll be happier as a consumer. At least I would be. Instead of buying 4, I feel like we are, as a community, have been kind of beating this drum for the past couple of years about all these batch products that are very similar, and we're just chasing the next one, but the market's coming down and we're gonna stop buying every single one. So let's get into the scores. I don't want to get on my soapbox because you guys heard it before. So in last place, I don't think any surprise based off of how today went, is the 2025 02. I remember when I got this, I remember liking this is number 1, right? Number 1 better. So it makes sense that it came in last place. And I scored a 3.25. Really came down to these 3 over here. Really these 2. Because in third place, it was the 1, which I'm pretty sure I talked it up a few different videos in the beginning of the year when I got it, because I compared it to a couple different things. Pretty good. I do enjoy it. 3.5. Between these two is a 3.6 and 3.7. So 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, all kind of right there. And really, they weren't too different. So again, do you need to buy all 3? Probably not. Probably get 1 and you'd be fine with not getting the other 2. But in first place was the newest one, the 04. So that was my first place with a 3.7. And in second place was the 03, which I scored 3.6. So that's that. If you had all, now let me know if you are seeing, not that one, if you're seeing the 04 in your area, and if you've tried it already, because this just hit Connecticut recently, like last week. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen any reviews of the 04 yet. And I was like, well, maybe I can get a video out quick and try to help people to see if, if it's hitting your area, you have someone, at least, one person's opinion on it. It was my favorite of the year. The reason I think I liked it better than the other ones, it just had a little bit darker profile. And it was good. Overall, it was good. But again, would I've been happy just buying one of these three this year and just having that, not having even the best one, maybe just even in third place? Yeah, I would have been happy with that too. So if you had all four, let me know what your favorite is. And I don't think any of these are going to make it into my top 25 list of the year. I would highly doubt that 3.7 is going to get into that list. There's a lot of good bottles of bourbon reviewed on this channel this year, and I don't think it's going to make it. So I'm waiting on the little book, Infinite number 2. It still hasn't hit Connecticut, but there's a Jim Beam lineup that I want to do, but I'm waiting on that bottle to kind of do it. It'll be like kind of complete the set. That's the one I'm missing. Oh, something you guys would probably be interested in. I'm recording this Monday. You know me, I record and edit and post all the same day. It's apparently what I'm doing now. But tomorrow morning, I'm flying out to Indiana to go hang out with SLB. So they invited me to help them out with a cigar line that they're coming out with, and they don't smoke cigars. So I'm flying out there to help out. But one of the things I want to do, and hopefully, we're able to do it, is I want to do a video with either Kurt or Kurt and Trent. I'm not sure Trent's availability, but Kurt said he could be available. So I'm going to bring a blind out there for me and Kurt to do. And I'm going to bring my camera and everything and record it so that if I do a collab video with him, it would be on my channel. So you guys can definitely see it. So, but that'll be like the logistical stuff we got to figure out tomorrow. But be on the lookout. I should be doing a video with Kurt or both Kurt and Trent tomorrow. So that should be a pretty fun one. So don't do that stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.